ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا
Hello and good evening everyone. Today is Monday, February 10, 2025. I'm Suleiman Talash and you're watching RTA News. Let's dive into today's news updates from the country and beyond. A meeting of the High Commission for Addressing Refugee Problems was held under the chairmanship of Maulavi Abdul Salam Hanafi, the administrative deputy of the Prime Minister, and in the presence of members of the Commission. In this meeting, various issues including the procedures of the committees, distribution of land to refugees from different provinces, transfer of displaced families from Kabul to their respective provinces, and the report of the Chief of the Directorate for Monitoring and Following Up the rulings and decrees regarding the assistance provided to the returned refugees in Nangarhar province. Sardar Burdi Muhammadov, the president of Turkmenistan, during a meeting in Moscow, stressed that the TOPI project should be accelerated by 2025. The TOPI project, which is considered one of the largest gas transmission projects in the region, was launched in 2015 by Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, India, and Pakistan. It's worth mentioning that some time ago, local officials in Herat said that 6 kilometers of the TOPI pipeline had been completed in Afghan territory. Maulavi Nur Jalal Jalali, the Minister of Public Health, visited the Gershek District Hospital in Helmand Province during his visit to the province. The Ministry of Public Health says that Maulavi Nur Jalal Jalali emphasized the provision of quality health services during his visit to the hospital and assured that its problems would be resolved. Mullah Muhammad Nasir Khan, Minister of Finance, traveled to Kunar province at the head of a delegation. The Ministry of Finance says that during this trip, Mullah Muhammad Nasir Khan visited the Kunar Provincial Revenue Department and the branches of National Bank of Afghanistan and New Kabul Bank and issued the necessary instructions to the officials to improve matters. Officials of the Ministry of Public Health, during a meeting to celebrate the World Cancer Day, said that the cancer hospital will be upgraded from 70 beds to 200 beds in the near future. According to officials, last year it diagnosed 42,000 patients with suspected cancer. On the other hand, the World Health Organization assures that this organization is committed to expanding its health services in Afghanistan. Let's see more in this report.
The Ministry of Public Health celebrated the World Cancer Day. According to the officials of the ministry, due to the special attention of Amir al-Mu'minin Hafizahullah, the 70-bed hospital for the diagnosis and treatment of cancer in the country will be upgraded to a 200-bed hospital.
For the treatment of this illness, a 200-bed hospital building, which was previously under the Civil Reform Administration, was located to the Cancer Department of the Ministry of Public Health with a special attention to the leader of Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, Amir al-Mu'minin Hafizahullah. We currently have around 150 to 180 patients per day in Kabul alone. Over the past year, we treated approximately 240,000 patients in this 70-bed hospital. Among these, 6,000 new cancer cases were registered last year.
On the other hand, the World Health Organization representative in Afghanistan said that the organization is committed to the control and prevention of cancer disease in cooperation with the Ministry of Public Health in addition to preventing various diseases.
With donor funding support from the European Union, WHO Afghanistan is proud to announce the support to improve the cancer care services at the National Cancer Hospital of MOPH here in Kabul, including the current cancer satellite clinics that are located in Masar and Herat.
It's worth mentioning that 20 million people in the world are infected with the cancer and more than 9.7 million people have lost their lives due to this disease, most of them citizens of middle and low-income countries. The World Health Organization estimates that new cases of cancer will increase by 87.5% by 2015, and the organization is calling on the world to increase its support in the fight against this disease.
The Ministry of Education says that a new building for Jangan Kalan High School has been constructed and put into use in the Ashtarlit district of Daikundi province for 5,004,000 Afghanis. According to the ministry, the construction of this building was financed by local residents. In Khost province, under the rule of the Islamic Emirate, women have been given rights in various fields and harmful traditions have been prevented. Security officials of the province say that they have prevented 14 forced marriages in the past year and continue their efforts in this regard. More details in this report.
In addition to preventing many Islamic traditions and the rule of the Islamic Emirate, forced marriages, the giving of girls in bed, the women haven't given heritage rights in Khost province. Officials say that they will not allow anyone to deprive women of their rights and make their lives difficult through Islamic traditions. Officials from the propagation of virtue and prevention of vice at Khost province have made great efforts in this regard and have prevented many harmful traditions.
Alhamdulillah, in such cases regarding inheritance issues, various topics have come up where individuals are claiming their rights. The Islamic Emirate, and especially the Department of Propagation of Virtue and Prevention of Vice, is highly focused on planning and consultations to ensure that no one's rights are violated by another person. No one should be able to take away the rights of others. If anyone faces such a situation, whether they are a woman or a man, they can refer to the Propagation of Virtue Department in Khost province, and we will promptly and carefully address their issue, inshallah.
Fighting for getting a girl as a wife is another bad tradition that the Khost police headquarters has carried out operations to prevent, and the perpetrators have been brought to justice.
Based on the special decree of Amir al-Mu'minin Hafazahullah, the security forces in Khost have taken timely action to prevent forced marriage. Over the past year, they have addressed around 14 cases where girls were subject to forced marriage. Specifically, the tradition of nomination by firing into the air, where men would publicly claim a girl as their bride through gunshots, have been stopped. Several individuals involved in this act and have been arrested and handed over to judicial authorities.
On the other hand, citizens are happy that all of those un-Islamic and inhuman traditions that Afghans have been suffering from for many years are being prevented.
One of the harmful traditions in Khost was forced or coerced marriage, which the security forces have successfully addressed. This is a positive step, as these bad customs had led to enmities and caused insecurity in society. Moving forward, we hope that the responsible officials will continue to take serious action and further steps in this regard.
Security officials say that the giving of girls in bed, fighting for naming of girl as a wife, forced marriages, and not giving inheritance are bad traditions that they have taken measures to prevent and are continuing.
In Kabul, officials from industrial factories related to green industries met with Dr. Abdul Bari Umar, the Chief Executive Officer of the Afghanistan Electricity Company, and shared their electricity-related proposals with him. Dr. Umar assured the officials from the industrial factories that reliable power distribution to industrial production factories in the country is an important priority for the electricity company. They have worked on new plans and implementation methods to provide reliable power, which will solve existing problems. The officials from the industrial factories related to green industries thanked the leadership of the Afghanistan Electricity Company for paying attention to their problems and promised to continue their cooperation with the company. And the final one is that the National Disaster Management Authority has begun the process of distributing food and non-food items to more than 100 needy and deserving families in Panjshir and Maidan Wardak provinces. In this program, the participants of these items asked all relief organizations to extend their assistance to remote areas. That's all for tonight. Thank you so much for being with us. Stay with us to stay updated. Have a good night.
ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا